Okay guys, I'm going to be talking about PCV valves today. And yeah, I know I've already got a couple videos on changing these, but here's another one. But I'm going to go a little bit more in depth on why I'm changing all these PCV valves and what the benefit really is. So PCV valve stands for positive crankcase ventilation valve. And what that does is actually allows pressure that's built up inside the engine to escape and go through a few emissions parts and be reburned. So an old clunker like this, where you find it, usually right on top of the valve cover. You usually see it, you know, one side or the other. On a newer car though, you might have to dig a little bit deeper. So this is a Kia 4-cylinder engine. You usually gotta remove some, you know, engine components so you can gain access to the top of the valve cover. And usually you'll see a hose that kind of comes off right here. So this is where it is on the top of the valve cover. Then you go to the parts store and you get yourself a new one. That's all it is. There's just a little check valve in there, and they're only like $5 to $20 depending on what you got. But the funny thing is that it's not in any of the service procedures anymore. When you're doing your preventative maintenance on a vehicle, you check in your owner's manual and you say, oh, I want to make sure I dot my I's and cross my T's. I'm doing my maintenance. Why is this not on the list? I don't know. Car makers maybe want you to have oil leaks so you can take it into the shop and, you know, provide more business. They can make more money. Making some of these newer cars where the PCV valve is actually built into the valve cover and it's not replaceable. If it ever ends up being an issue, you got to change your entire valve cover, and you'll be paying several $100s to replace that if it's an issue. And not really any way of checking it. It's, you'll just one day notice there's some puddles of oil on the driveway and you go, oh, my oil pan's leaking. Oh well. If you actually look in some of the service procedures of PCV valves, they say you should check it every oil change, every 5 to 10,000 kilometers. 31,000 kilometers. Yep, she's due. If you ever have a stuck hose, you just grab it right here and you give her a twist with the wrench first. Gives you a hand, but this thing's like brand new, so they're never that tight. What you want to do is just, you know, have a look in there. Make sure it's free. If it's all gummed up and plugged, nothing really moves. And you just thread the other one back in. There. Like I never touched it. And that's it, folks. That's all you got to do to maintain your vehicle and prevent any major leaks in the future. You have no clue what kind of money you can save when you're doing this.